Good evening, Speed Gaming 5, and welcome to this special presentation of the Zelda 1 Randomizer Winter 2024 tournament. This is the Swiss Week Round 5. We have a 1 and 3 matchup for you tonight, Slidick versus Billick. These two runners are both vying for a spot in the play-in next week. One of them will get in there, the other one will be relegated to the best of the rest bracket. We have Mrs. Malchior with me on tracking, and in the booth is Ferran Burgundy. Ferran, how are you doing this evening?
I'm fantastic. Looking forward to this matchup here, and looks like we're about to get underway. Nice, kind of near-ish the middle starting spot, and we're gonna start right off the bat with the wood sword. Did somebody say wood?
Exactly.
In the booth, apparently. Shout out to the Full House fans out there.
Okay, chat, you don't get to guess what the first dungeon is because we've already found it. It's level 6. Both of our runners are inside. Let's see if they poke their heads around.
Oh,
All
it
right.
is Second Quest 6.
All right, that means we have a 2Q front half. Our back half will either be 1Q or shapes. Chat, which will it be, 1Q or shapes?
Oh, this is just all kinds of nastiness here. I mean, the ropes we expect, but we have blue dark notes in a 4 BMOS room.
And 3 hearts wood sword, I think that's what I would like to call a big cup of nope. Ooh, Billick getting a hand back to the beginning of the dungeon.
Whether it was wanted or not. It is a push block, and it's a transport. If it's near the entrance, it's a transport. 90% of the time, it's right 100% of the time.
And 100% of the time for this transport, it's a 2-headed Gleeok waiting on the other side to ruin your day.
Well, Slid tried walking through the wall. Also, we have the Armos item just above 6, and that is the recorder.
That's right, Ferran. We're going to have easy overworld travel once we're able to pick up a Triforce or two.
And I believe our runners are starting with the power bracelet. I briefly saw that in their pause screen. Or I could have just looked upon our tracker here, as Mrs. Malchior is all on top of it.
That's right, the trackers are definitely our MVPs, and thank you again to Miss Malchior for tracking for us. I trust the trackers implicitly. I'm reasonably sure not only do they have a power bracelet, but that Billick has found level 4 at Vanilla Start.
And immediately walks in and finds a heart.
A good pickup early with Dark Nuts in the dungeons. We know that it's not safe to walk around in here. This is a 2Q4, so we will have... now that would be why I wouldn't grab that heart right away. I'd poke around a little more for that mugger. Billick going back in. For those of you in chat who are in the know, the reason you would want to hit the mugger first is when the mugger is taking hearts and you only have 3 hearts, you can enter into zombie link mode. That means the mugger will disappear. You will lose all of your life, so be it 0 life, so you're quote-unquote zombie link and will die on the next hit, but you retain your 3 hearts. Another surprise is this early, you could consider just retrying or restarting, because again, we haven't made a lot of progress, though both runners do have bombs, so maybe not. And Mags right next door to this level 4 location.
So a good bit of congestion here in the beginning, as Sliddick's going to do a little bit more meandering here. Makes sense, as Second quest 4 does have, I believe, 3 items. Oh no, laid the bomb, but was a little too close to Spiky there.
Yeah, we don't encourage hugging the dig dogger. Chat, did you catch that tune from Slidick? If you did, it's a randomized tune. Can you name it?
I'm going to try again here as we have a door repair that takes at least 6.
Well, if we're gonna find door repairs when our wallet is close to empty is the best time to do it.
And all of that for the transport. Well, at least you only have to deal with it once, as we have level 9 on the coast. Looking pretty in pink.
Yep, runners are going to mark that down. They will be back later.
Oh, this is a room. That's a lot of blue dark nuts.
Absolutely, and Slidick doing a great job to sword and get through that one, as Billick has found the wand on the coast with level 2 right next door. Slidick
does the
getting their
roundabout
view of
here.
the magical sword.
I was going to say, Billick doing the roundabout and finally finding a walk-through wall.
In the meantime, Slidick is... Are they going back into level 4? No. Maybe they're trying to farm a bomb. So far, this overworld has looked relatively devoid of difficult enemies. That does not bode well for our dungeons.
Oh, we have some beefy ropes here, and ooh, just avoiding the Lionel firing a sword there is Slidick.
And that Lionel is the first really difficult enemy we've seen on the overworld. The two other ones that are of interest to me are the Wizrobes and the Pulse Voice.
Oh, good news for Billick picking up a key. Not so good news though, getting bumped by that blue or by that red bubble, I should say.
But good news for Slidick in the desert, uncovering a treasure trove that contained 138 rupees, a good large secret for this seed.
Oh, and a good medium secret too, 36.
It'll be interesting to see if Slidick decides to pick up another secret, given a large secret will leave about 70 rupees on the floor.
Well, there's a blue candle that can chip away into that.
Absolutely, and a blue candle is usually required in these seeds because, if nothing else, the runners do enjoy burning down the forest.
And it means more health later with the take any's.
That's true. Or if we find the prescription letter, we should be able to purchase some potions.
Ooh, minus 23 for the door repair.
Ouch. Any roads for Slidick? That one looks pretty vanilla. And Recorder Lake, one spot that the whistle will open, but we don't need to.
Oh, Billick.
Ooh. Even with the red dark nuts, those BMOs just make that fighting so much more difficult.
A lot of early bobbing and weaving.
Yes, definitely. In this overworld, we're gonna have to bob and weave around the Lionel swords. And the underworld, we've got dark nuts and super ropes and bubbles. Oh my!
We haven't even seen the whiz robes yet.
That's absolutely right. Will those be on the overworld, which will make the overworld more treacherous, but the dungeons more palatable? Or will they be on the underworld, or in the underworld, I should say, making it just awful all around?
Nothing opening there on that recorder spot. Now both runners in level 2.
And Billick has some really good coverage of this level 2, nearly full clearing, or at least seeing every room. Chat pondering what our red bubbles do to the sword and what the blue bubbles do to get the sword back. I always imagined it as somehow locking the sword in its sheath.
You know, I never thought about that. That's probably going to keep me up thinking about it tonight.
Oh, well, you're welcome, Faran. We're happy that we could do that for you.
Slid trying to avoid the red bubbles does so thus far.
Billick, out of level 2, back on the overworld, finds the medium secret of 36. Question in chat, which is worse, beefy bats or beefy ropes? Taking a death in level 2 and going back to start. That's what's worse for Slidick. And to answer that question a little better, usually the bats and gels when they roll up are a little bit not fun, and that goes for the Tektites as well. The ropes in this case aren't necessarily beefy, they're second quest enemies, so their HP and their speed has been adjusted to be more difficult already.
Yeah, plus I would counter that at least with the Keese, the bats, they tend to fly in multiple directions with very little changeover, whereas you kind of know the direction of the ropes. So given the choice between the two, I would say the bats or Keese. But varying players' opinions and mileage may vary.
Absolutely. Looks like Slidick has taken a red bubble bop. Going to use the candle to great effect on these keys.
Oh, we have the compass.
And 3 HP Tektites. And some of these rooms in level 2 are just obnoxious to try to clear. Look at this one.
A lot of key lock doors as well. I can see why Slidick doesn't want to use that last one, but we have a 3-door Monty here.
I think with this door, as long as this up door wasn't locked, Slidick can come over here, drop a bomb, and collect a key out of the shoot room. Second heart on the floor for Slidick. All they need now out of level 2 is the Triforce. Billick seeing the good news of 138 rupee large secret. Finding a take any cave and opting for a candle.
Slidick in an unfortunate position of still being unable to utilize the sword, thanks to the red bubble in 2. And there's the death.
Yep, and saving, that way the sword will be returned on restarting its start. Both runners have seen the wooden arrows and turned them down, even though they both had a fair amount of rupees at the time they saw them. Not a terrible choice, but I don't know with all the door repairs that are still outstanding. Level 5 under the power bracelet up in the Lost Hills for Billick. $19 rupee small secret. This seed is loaded.
So 1936 and 138. That's pretty good.
15 rupee bombs? Yes, please. Those could be better, but they also could be much, much worse. So if you'll indulge me a little, Ferran, I'd like to go back to the comment about which is worse, the beefy keys or the beefy ropes.
Yeah, go for it.
So, what's worse? Chat, what's worse is if you don't follow these runners who are out here putting on a great show for us tonight. Show your support for them by following them and then going on Twitch and showing up in their channels when they're streaming. I'm sure they would love to hear your words of encouragement, and they'll share anything they can about how to do well in this game. Also, follow our tracker, Miss Malchior. Without Miss Malchior, I wouldn't have seen the heart on the floor in level 5, or the 2 hearts in level 2. And also, follow my co-com, Ferran Burgundy. Ferran has all the game show knowledge in the world. Literally all of it for the whole world.
I don't know about all that. I don't think you've worked with LOZ Cards Fan 23 yet, have you?
I have not worked with Laws, but I have heard them on the commentary, and they are really good with it. Maybe I'm getting you and Laws confused. Maybe you're just all the show references.
I mean, I know a good amount, but I know that he has me beat in a lot of the obscure stuff. But it makes he and I both a great tandem. And yes, that shill was rather impressive. Yeah, both Chad and myself are a little taken aback by that. I completely fell for it.
I'm doing the best I can up here and trying to make sure that it's entertaining along the way. In the meantime, our runners are out exploring the overworld, Except for Billick, who's still in level 5. And by the way, you wanted whiz robes. The whiz robes are in the dungeons tonight.
I was asking where they were. I didn't necessarily indicate that I wanted them, per se.
Yeah, the poor whiz robes don't get... Oh, Wi-Fi beam to the side, and Billick's going back to start. But as I was saying, the whiz robes, they don't get a lot of love in these games. In fact, I think the Link to the Past runners really take great pleasure in killing them.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If I have mags and I'm dealing with these things and I get to go through them like a hot knife through butter, yeah, there's a little bit of revenge pleasure that comes from it.
Absolutely. There's nothing more enjoyable than going back to enemies that give you grief early in the game and just, oof, ouch, another Wi-Fi beam to the head for Billick. But going back to them and just absolutely taking them down. We have Slidick up on Death Mountain. There you go, Billick. Good job. Took out the 2 Stalfos, left the room, seeing if you can't despawn some of the other enemies. The only thing I would have liked more is if they had up and aid and got their health back.
Yeah.
Hint shop up on Death Mountain.
I was going to say, like the third X or O in Hollywood Squares, you have to earn that one yourself. And Billick does to conveniently get some more health.
So, good news, bad news. Good news, we've got 6 hearts, and when we find the white sword item, we will be able to pick it up for Billick. Bad news, there's no items to be found in these dungeons but hearts.
Also, speaking of hearts and health, 29 rupees for a heart?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's buying that pity heart tonight.
Yeah, you can almost get 8 bombs for that much.
You'd be just 1 rupee short. Neither SpeedGaming 5 nor the commentators endorse the use of math on stream. And if anybody's wondering, I did a stream, I did some commentary yesterday with Alsoa, and we were having some great fun with math.
I can only imagine how that went, since I wasn't able to see it.
Let's just say Alsoa said some things and his power went out. But anyway, back to our race. We have Slidick still on Death Mountain, expertly avoiding the Lionels. Billick down in the Lost Woods, attempting to burn down the forest. Level 1, hiding on Death Mountain. Oh no, Miss Malchior's doing math in chat. Also, oh, did you see that? Jewelry on the ground in level 1, red ring for Slidick.
Pretty nice, easy find, and that'll make... Oh, goodness. Gorillaz, whiz robes. That'll make this at least a little bit more palatable.
Slidick employing the same technique Billick was using earlier to try to despawn some of the tougher enemies. Got rid of all but 2 of the blue Wizrobes, deciding instead of trying to despawn now, just going to sort them down. Billick about to discover the casino in the southwest corner.
Very frustrated sword thrust at the block not pushing. Can't say that I blame Slidick for that one bit.
Not at all. It's a little frustrating to clear that room and not get the block push, but we are in 2Q1, so if the block did push, it would only be a transport. And in fact, with that map on the ground here, we are guaranteed this block should push.
Oh, there's an easy try for us, but we're looking for items.
That's right, Ferran, and we know there's going to be 2 items here in level 1. Both will be on the ground.
Well, yeah, it is a little out of the way. May as well grab it and then probably reverse back on in here. Unless Slidick got the item already and we missed it?
Maybe, or it's... well, Slidick did get the red ring on the floor in 1, so there's only 1 item left, but I think they're just out of bombs, so heading down to the bomb shop to top out.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
A red ring is nice, but Wizrobes are still Wizrobes, and we only have 5 hearts. And the astute in chat will have noticed that all the old men are saying the same thing. Tell me a bedtime story. And what they want you to do is actually find the book, because once you found the book, you can tell them that bedtime story, and more importantly, they will start telling you things that can help you in your quest. All the advice in this seed will be truthful. We do not guarantee that it will be helpful.
Very dexterously getting around that edge there with the bomb hole.
That was some great dodging of those red bubbles. Will Slidick be rewarded in this Stelphos room?
The answer is maybe.
Very clever. The answer to 2Q1, Slidick's determined to find it. Will it be a ladder block, as we're being told in chat, or will it be something else? Something more palatable on the floor? Could it be a silver arrow somewhere? Is level 1 doing a level 9 impersonation?
I'm now just trying to. Well, I guess we're not going to figure out the answer to that for the moment. There might be that ladder block there. Meanwhile,
Blue
Billick
ring
picks up
purchase
a blue ring.
Oh, they are going to be slightly sad in about 3 screens and a couple of rooms. But as we've indicated before, this seed has literally all the money in Hyrule. We wish we had Billick's face cam in about 15 seconds.
Wait for it. Just grabs it and probably muttering to oneself while going into the next room here.
And then seeing these Wizrobes and muttering some more. Slidick finishing out the top of Death Mountain. They find a Takeni Cave. They are up to 6 hearts and guaranteed to be able to lift the White Sword item when or if they find it.
And Billick finding out the bad news. No, never mind. For this one, the Stalfos will spawn instead.
And now seeing the bad news that it turns out the block there doesn't push. They need to bomb up 1 room from there. Of course, they need bombs to do that.
Fortunately, there's a bomb shop just 1 screen away. And a P-Hat has been defeated, so we have a validated seed. Or so I'm told from the memes.
That was the second P-Hat that Billick took down. I think Billick has a thing against P-Hats. Slidick into level 8. Is this 1Q or shapes?
Oh, whatever it is, it's a nearby Triforce.
The way these rooms are lining up, this looks like a 1Q8 to me. And it looks like Billick is frozen a little bit. Hopefully we will get their stream back shortly and there are no problems. And there they are. Enjoying the Wizrobes? Question mark?
I don't know if you ever enjoy them so much as endure them.
That's exactly right. The only time you enjoy them is when they are low HP and you have that sword that cuts through them like butter. A pack of bombs on the ground in the bomb farming room. And that single Dodongo will not be coming back. Stairway found for Slidick.
Oh
A
boy, it's
ladder.
the ladder. What a find.
That does two things for Slidick. It unlocks those last two rooms in level 1 where we know one item exists, and it gives them the wand once they get back to the coast.
A pair of huge developments for sure.
But this level 8 is up here on Death Mountain nearby, so Billick will probably find the same thing in just a little bit.
Timely clock to finish the room.
How many stabs did that red dark nut take?
I thought that was a blue dark nut, which probably would explain why it took so many stabs.
Okay, well the red dark nut did go down to a bomb, so it had to have been a blue dark nut. Billick with the Triforce out of 1. The runners are getting ready to start to engage their jets. Gotta be careful, Slidick. One of the things I tell everyone is that that fairy, whose name happens to be Sprite, will get you killed.
It's happened time and time again.
And if level 8 happens to be a shape, I would be quite surprised. But the game has fooled me before, and I guarantee it will fool me again.
Same here, because we are not nearly as good as the Who. As they won't get fooled again.
See, this would be a point where I would let out a yowl, but I'm trying to be nice to people.
Fair enough.
Triforce out of level 8 for Slidick. Back in they go.
Well, yeah, there's 2 more items to find, and with the ladder being one of the 3 already, who knows what other treasures may be found.
We have Imagine Sleep asking when we can have calm karaoke. I'm going to say that's somewhere between now and never. But I won't rule it out for other commentators.
Oh, there's the confirmation. First quest back half.
So this seed is giving all of our favorite dungeon hits. It's giving the great dungeon hits like 2Q3, 1Q7, 2Q4, and 1Q9.
Oh joy, more dark nuts.
And Slidick sees that up and A's right back to the start of the dungeon and says, "No thank you, I'll come back later if I need to."
Well, I would imagine at this point, probably thinking to make getting over to that coast a priority, as that wand upgrade will be significant, and we have the white sword item as the standard boomerang, the banana.
The short-range retriever of bombs has been obtained by Billick. Honestly, it's an underrated item. I know many runners skip it because they don't like it in their scrolling, but there are so many uses, at least until you have the arrows to be able to pick up items, stun enemies. The list literally goes on and on for, I think, those two things.
But it's still quite a list.
Any list with more than 2 items is a great list. A list with only 2 items, well, that's what I specialize in. Wand pickup for Slidick. Their combat has been doubled, and if they stack their combat, tripled. One of the things I hear often when people say, what is the best boomerang? Depends, but usually it's the first boomerang you find. Unless you don't use boomerangs. Ooh, risky pickup for Slidick at 246 rupees. Grabs the the medium secret, leaving quite a few on the floor.
About 28 or so. Order of operation game. Could have found that first and then the secret.
That's not how the randomizer works.
Oh, I know, but I still have to give out about it. I'm still catching heat from that one I called a couple of nights ago, or I think maybe 3 with Boof and Boom, where I pretty much called the location of the magical sword, where one runner who only had 9 hearts, of course, found it, and the other runner who was on the other side of the land never came anywhere near it and had, I think, 13 or 14 hearts.
Well, that's sometimes just how it goes. Can't always get all the luck. Ooh, we're in the tip of the alligator's nose in level 7. Slidick, beginning exploration. Billick, going a different direction in level 8 because they have not found the ladder yet. Slidick, taking out the 4-headed Gleeok using what I like to call face tank mode. Chat pointing out a good thing that completely went by me, and that's that Billick has a lot of keys, whereas Slidick did not, and now Billick will be able to understand the old men, having picked up the book out of the basement of level 8.
So forget bedtime stories, we're going to get truthful hints and probably a few jokes, gags, japes, and memes along the way.
Alright, chat. Get your bets out now as Slidick picks up a bomb upgrade that gives 3 bombs a reasonable deal. How many times will we find a hint in a dungeon that will be for that dungeon? Floor Heart for Billick in level 8. The last item there is going to be the ladder. They will hopefully find it soon.
Oh, there we go. Dodongo dwells with the raft, so we know that the raft, once Slidick... actually, they were both in there for a little bit, but the raft is in 2.
I don't think we'll see either of them running back to level 2 anytime soon, at least in search of the raft. They will both need to go back there to collect the Triforce.
The old transport to a single room to nowhere.
Followed by a very angry plant saying hello. Three rooms, three staircases, silver arrows, and level 7. Go ahead, Ferran, let them know how good that find is.
Oh, it's extremely good, as, well, it will be extremely good once the bow is found. So it's good, but not great until we get that particular upgrade.
That's right, and in this flag set, if none of the dungeons happen to be bow blocked, that bow could be in level 9.
As if the chat wasn't salivating with schadenfreude enough.
We are merely entertainers, Ferran, here to give chat exactly whatever the seed happens to give them.
And sometimes it even gives them what they want.
Donuts? No, donuts will not be provided by the randomizer.
Although if there's a Simpsons randomizer...
Bait block in 7, probably not required. Ladder for Billick in level 8. They are just about done with this dungeon and will not be returning. That was an impressive bomb by Slidick. 1 red Wizrobe down, 3 blue Wizrobes hit. Rewarded with a key. Trying to push through the wall. I don't think that's gonna work.
Well, clears out the room, but is now looking for that other item. And it's a floor item.
Chat, very, very disappointed in the fact that there will not only be no donuts, but no karaoke either. It is truly a terrible day for those in chat. But it's a great day up here in the randomizer because we have a wonderful race here between Slidick and Billick, both putting on a great show for us tonight. So, chat, you know what to do. Go to Twitch. Give our runners a follow. They deserve your support. And follow our tracker, Miss Malchior. Trackers really are the MVPs of the show, and without them, we would be just 2 people up here in the ether talking to each other. Follow Makocom Ferran as well. Ferran will give you not only some good game advice, but also some great TV show and game show references that you may not even know existed.
And some that even I don't know exist. But yes, there is somewhere where you can get commentary singing, and that's Tecmo Rando Bowl, which I don't think is going to be making its way here to SpeedGaming anytime soon, but crazier things have happened.
Oh, Slidick. Engaging Face Tank node, not realizing that Face Tank mode does have a limit and 6 blue Wizrobes can reach it quickly. Billick joining Slidick in level 7 for half a second and realizing, hey, this dungeon's not very fun, the coast is close, I'm gonna go get my wand.
And that is a bright idea.
And so, with the find of level 7, I believe that means we can tell chat that the last dungeon that will be found tonight is level 3. So if you picked level 3, congratulations. A winner is you. Internet points are yours.
Take a boost, son.
I am not sure how much of this level 7 Slidick has seen, but it looks like they have seen enough. They are heading right to the Triforce room to call it a dungeon.
Yeah, there's only but so much that you can explore that thing without going, all right, it's a bit of a time sink, I need to go.
That's true, and with having already pulled out the silver arrows from under the floor and having the recorder, Slidick can get back there whenever they desire another trip through the 33 rooms of fun and enjoyment. Slidick challenging the Patra in level 5. Billick challenging the Room of All the Dark Nuts in level 2. Transport for Slidick. Will this room in level 2 be the raft for Billick?
I'm trying to recall, were any items found in 2? I mean, we know from the hint that the raft's here, but do we know about the other item?
I'm not sure. I think there was a heart on the floor underneath a Gleeok in a Triforce room, question mark? Triforce pickup out of level 5 for Slidick.
Oh, that's right. With the wand, there now is fire, thanks to the book.
Yes, the book is Prometheus to the wand. In our chat, our tracker pointing out there have been so many hearts, it's hard to keep track, and I understand that completely. The other thing is, because we know that the heart was on the floor in level 2, the raft will be in a staircase somewhere. It looks like Billick may have forgotten they got a heart out of level 2. There is a heart under the ground in level 5.
All that tanking for a key. And there's
When
Ganon.
you don't have any key, all keys are important.
Absolutely. Oh, another timely block here for Billick.
Absolutely, and the nice thing here is if Billick chooses to continue on in this level 2, those bubbles mean that Billick will not have to clear this room again. I'm surprised he didn't clear the last orange dark nut.
Perhaps a sense of urgency, hard to say.
Well, one thing I can say is with the amount of pressure and stress that comes with being in a race, having things not necessarily go perfect, anyone can make a mistake. And if you're like me, you'll make lots of mistakes. Floor Heart in level 5 for a Slidick.
So 5 should have nothing but love.
Triforce pickup for Billick in level 2. Will they go back in for the couple of rooms that they have missed? We'll find out shortly. Slidick goes into an arrow shop, thinks about purchasing the arrows, smacks his forehead and says, "Oh yeah, I've got the silvers," and immediately walks out without making the purchase. Good job, Slidick.
Oh, hits the big bucks with 166.
That's gonna leave about 40 rupees on the floor. There are worse things that could happen. Finds a take any cave, taking a heart up to 9 hearts. Alright, there's a heart on the floor in level 2. I thought the Dongo had the heart, or had the raft. Did we not? Maybe we did see the item in this room, but we didn't clear it and push the block. Oh, Slidick.
Oh, goodness.
No, Slidick, no. Raft found for Billick. That room was a super room. The heart was on the floor near the top of the dungeon, not underneath the Gleeok like I thought. Billick immediately saving. What will they do now? Why, level 6, of course.
Slidick, meanwhile, just going for all of the secrets. Money is no object, even though the wallet is full.
Did Slidick pick up another secret with a full wallet?
It had like 220 something and then picked up a mid-secret for 30. So basically went back to max. And here's level 3, by the by.
That's right, level 3 on top of the waterfall, starting at the top of the dungeon. That's good news for our runners. It means the bait block is probably not required. There is the magical boomerang on the floor in level 3.
And Slidick swiftly sidestepping the magical boomerang.
And that means at least one person in chat, if they happen to be here, is in tears.
But hopefully they're not furious.
That's right, chat. You didn't know that the commentators had puns? Well, we got puns for days. All for you. Red candle on the floor in level 6.
And a heart on the floor of the transport with a lot of blue whiz robes. This is less than ideal. Yep, Slidick's just going to up A.
Yeah, it's faster to walk back down to the Triforce rather than use all of your resources to try to get back through it.
Oh, and accidentally picks up the magic boomerang on the second pass through.
That's exactly what we wanted to see, chat. We wanted to see Slidick go back specifically to try to avoid that boomerang and then fail. Chat asking if we would buy the bomb upgrades with all this money, and by asking, saying, hey, they would be nice. One of our runners has already picked up a bomb upgrade. They are 85 rupees for +3 bombs. Triforce out of level 3 for Slidick.
There you go. And with that pickup, chat has won. GG's, chat. With an unofficial race time of 60 minutes and 20 seconds. I don't know.
Billick back into level 1 to see what item is left on the floor in here. No sword. Wizrobes aplenty. Oh my. Also, having seen all of our dungeons, we know that the raft is not required. Slidick picking up another heart. They now have a 40% chance of lifting the magical bracelet. Any key in level 1 on the floor
Nice
under
get.
the Wizrobes. I didn't notice, did Billick need to use the ladder to get to that room, or was that just a room we didn't clear because of the combat?
I think that was just a combat clear. There was a lot of Wizrobes there, and it was just after that room of red bubbles, so Billick did all of that sans sword.
And 10 hearts, not enough for the magical sword. That means Slidick's chances of picking up the magical sword have just dropped from 40% to 25%. Slidick sees another boomerang, does not appease chat, and leaves it on the ground, never to return.
Billick now into 4 as Slidick takes care of Candle Row.
Another heart for Slidick. They're up to a 50% chance to pick up the magical sword.
Unless Slidick is a genetic freak and isn't normal, because then it'd be 141 2/3. No, never mind. Math is hard enough. Steiner math is a whole nother level.
Great hint for Billick. Gorilla grumbles with the silver arrows. Hint in level 4. The book already coming in clutch.
Well, you see, that's where the game has jokes. It'll tell you where the oh no.
Okay, the game does have jokes. 12 hearts, not enough. That means with the next heart pickup, Slidick will have a 50% chance once again to lift the magical sword, and with 2 more hearts, they will get to the 100% chance, should they choose to return and do something other than burn it.
I was also noting that the game's jokes also include not giving any type of hint where the bow might be.
True. Question in chat. Is that referring to any Garayas in the game, or specifically those in level 4? So that hint is referring to the Garaya in 1Q7 that says Grumble Grumble.
Yeah, for the series of hints, there are hints for the various 9 levels, and it bases it off of first quest. So if you see a hint that says Aquamentus awaits, you know that it's in level 1. Dodongo Dwells is level 2. Manhandla Threatens is 3. Billick Awaits is 4. Digdogger Gazes is 5. Goma Creeps is 6. Goria Grumbles is 7. Gleeok Returns is 8. And then something being an entrance to death is 9.
And the reason that we have Goria Grumbles instead of Aquamentus Returns is just so we don't repeat ourselves. Slidick found a mugger in level 4, gave up a heart. They have decided that the magical sword jokes are on the game. They're not going to bother with it anymore. Billick, on the other hand, when they eventually stumble into those mugger rooms, will be able to pay keys, because when you have all the keys, giving up 3 keys means, that's right, you still have all the keys.
You know, I don't really play Second Quest, and I'm starting to see why. This is a very large Second Quest 4.
Well, on the positive side, I have it on good authority that this Second Quest 4 is as big as every other Second Quest 4.
28 Rooms of Terror. Oh, there's a welcome upgrade.
Yeah, but a bomb upgrade. And you're right, chat, I was wrong. I thought it was 85 rupees. It turns out it was 87. You can't bomb above a bomb upgrade. The randomizer will never let you do that, but you could bomb above a mugger.
But you're not allowed to just simply bomb a mugger, because there has to be some goodwill somewhere.
Oh, you can bomb the mugger. It's just going to make them angry and their fires will shoot fireballs at you.
So that's more of a just because you can doesn't mean you should type scenario.
Precisely.
Which is how I approach Second Quest.
Precisely.
We have a push block here and an item that's another heart.
A refund on the heart given to the mugger. Now I'll bet Slidick is feeling a little sick to their stomach, because if they had gotten that heart first, they could have went and tried the magical sword, and if they picked it up, then given away the heart. I think you said something earlier about the game putting things in a certain order, Veron?
Yeah, order of operations, something like that. And another heart! Well, if 13's it, then this isn't going to be that significant of a loss. But if it turns out that it's a max 14 heart required mags or magical sword, oh, there will be some second guessing.
So chat, will it be 13 hearts? Will it be 14 hearts? I'm pretty sure we're going to find out in a few moments. You have a second to put a guess in. I know that the randomizer hears all, and you should never taunt the randomizer, so I think it's going to be 14 hearts.
Well, there's a guess I hadn't thought of from our tracker, Mrs. Malchior. 15 because of the rate the seed's going. But let's see. Moment of truth. Oh, game. Game, you rascal.
All right, chat. Raise your hands. Who is surprised? Who is shocked? Are there any hands up out there? I don't see any. Veron, do you see any hands up out there?
No, I don't. I think they're all too busy doubled over with laughter.
Billick picking up the Triforce out of level 4. We know there are 2 more heart containers in there. Billick does not. Will Billick go back in?
I mean, if you don't have to go back into Second Quest 4, do you really want to?
No, absolutely not. Slidick about to find level 9.
Good. Glad we're on the same page with that then.
Well, as you said earlier, just because you can doesn't mean you should. I will add that friends don't let friends 2Q. Billick, you haven't? Yeah, there we go. Billick was about to buy the wooden arrows. You could see it in their cadence.
Well, I think that was also, well, I need to spend the money on something, but like I don't need an arrow, I don't need bait, but I'm getting bait anyway. Wow. Going for the filet mignon this seed.
Yeah, Billick doesn't know they don't need bait. They haven't seen level 3 yet.
Ah, that's fair.
I'm really
keeps the wallet from being topped off then.
Yeah, I'm surprised though, being so close to the coast and knowing there's a hint shop down there, maybe they didn't mark the hint shop next to level 9.
Or maybe they just remembered.
I think they did.
Okay, so they know that the ladder's required to get the silver arrows in 7. Okay, that's just being repetitive. We get it. Step over the water for this. Step over the water for that.
Game. Step over the water. That is one of the worst hints. Because while it tells you you're going to need the ladder, it doesn't tell you if it's the coast, a dungeon that's hidden, a dungeon that's ladder blocked. I mean, there are literally 3 possibilities there. Billick finds the prescription letter in the desert. So Billick has been pretty thorough this seed, picking up quite a bit of the items, whereas Slidick has been kind of dipping out of dungeons a little bit early after having, what, about half exploration for Ron?
Something to that effect.
Which strategy is going to pay off? Because we know the critical item that's missing. The runners know the critical item that's missing is and that is the bow. Nobody knows where the bow is.
Not even Bo knows where the bow is.
Bo knows a lot of things, but where the bow is not one. Chat reminding us very helpfully that the bow is in Hyrule, and yes, thank you, chat. We do greatly appreciate that help. Sometimes I forget where things are, usually my car keys.
Well, as opposed to other randomizers linking a Zelda type game with it, where the bow could be in Lower Norfair, for example.
Don't worry, Faran, there is a randomizer where the Z1R bow can be in Lower Norfair. Somebody went out there and
I heard about that.
That quad randomizer craziness. Slidick double-checking their map, trying to figure out which stair room they didn't clear. Going the wrong way, well, not the wrong way. They'll eventually get to it. Billick seeing the bomb upgrade, but having purchased filet mignon, can dine handsomely tonight, but cannot carry more bombs. reminder in chat where the Z1 bow could be under Trinex. That is absolutely correct. May someone have mercy on you if you're playing that randomizer.
A good point being made. We haven't seen Gomas for a bow block really anywhere.
No, and in fact, we can tell from our two runners that the Triforce of Wisdom can be assembled without the bow, so the bow could be in level 9. That is possible in this flag set. Triforce pickup out of level 2 for Slidick. Billick continuing to walk around this level 7, knowing the silver arrows lie in here somewhere.
I'm trying to recall, have we seen the items in 6?
We did. I believe we saw at least a heart in there. Slidick forgetting where level 6 is, checking Death Armos where they actually found the Armos item, the Recorder. Billick being shown the alligator face. Crocodile face? I don't know what the game actually calls it. That's alright. Maybe it's the demon's head. Maybe that's level 5.
I'm not sure. I do see that we had a 404 error, though, and Ganon is not found. That could be problematic later.
Oh, it just means that Ganon's not found in level 7. That's fine.
Yeah, if Ganon were in level 7, that would make for an interesting randomizer. And there is the silver arrow.
Now the question is, will Billick treat that as Schrodinger's Go mode, rushing level 9, hoping to find the bow there?
Oh, there's the red candle pickup in 6 for Slidick.
That's right, both runners now with the red candle. I believe the other item in here is a heart container. With level 4 right next to the magical sword, I can't imagine Slidick won't take a Recorder whirlwind ride to go pick up the great sword. Triforce out of level 7 for Billick.
A lot of thinking there. Oh, do I want to go through more of this dungeon? The Triforce is right there.
I think Slidick's seen enough of the dungeon that it makes sense to look a few more rooms, because there's only a couple left where the stair item could be. Billick back in level 5. Chat. Are you still there, chat? If so, are you excited for the finish of this race? It looks like it might come down to level 9, or if not level 9, a bow hunt. So chat, now that I think about it, the bow is either in level 9 or level 7. I don't think we saw the floor item in level 7. Uh-oh. Never mind. Bow in level 6. Slidick in go mode.
And there you have it. Level 9 bow denied once again.
And that's quite unfortunate for Billick, being as they already have the Triforce out of level 6. It's unlikely they will go back there first before going to level 9.
Yeah, barring something major, I think that I don't want to necessarily call it too early because level 9 is the great equalizer, but the advantage is squarely with Slidick here.
I completely agree with that assessment, Ferran. If things happen to just go exactly the right way for Billick, they can claw back into it. If level 9 happens to be maybe one way that level 9 could equalize it is there's a lot of key doors. It is a 1Q9. Slidick does not have the any key.
That could be the one saving grace here for Billick. But at this point, I mean, all Slidick has to do is go through 9. Maybe there's another key purchase on the way. I mean, money has been pretty loosey-goosey along the way here. Slidick taking a bit of a musical world tour at the moment here, and Billick running into some trouble with this Patra.
Oh no. Oh, not locked into Expando mode, but those BMOS in the middle. The last Patrobe is the Expander. And at 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 14 seconds, Slidick, our first runner into level 9. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with The Legend of Zelda, in level 9 we are looking for two things. We're looking for the boss of the game, Ganon. Ganon's really loud and cranky because he's not allowed to eat, specifically he can't eat bacon, because he's a pig, and he doesn't do cannibalism. He will be loud. You will hear him if he is in an adjacent room, either one north, south, east, or west of your current location. Ferran, what else are we looking for in here?
Well, prior to finding and taking out Ganon, we are looking for a shutter door that does not open even after all of the enemies in the room have been disposed of. If it's after Ganon has been taken care of, then we're looking for a door that just opens on its own that previously would not have, and that is your entrance to where the kidnapped would be.
That seems like a very good explanation. I don't know if you mentioned it was a single shutter door, because I was watching intently as Billick was doing battle with the Patra for the second time, and Billick did succeed getting the Triforce out of level 5. But if you didn't mention the single shutter door, it's a single shutter door with one exception to that rule, and that is the room that you find Ganon in can have up to 3 additional shutter doors, and the kidnapped could be behind any of them.
Well, I didn't mention single because it's a bit of a sore subject for me, especially post-Valentine's Day. But that notwithstanding, big bucks over there for Billick.
The best thing Billick could do right now is get into level 3, which they have not found yet, or go back up to Death Mountain and buy the remaining hints, and have one of those hints tell Billick the location of the bow is in level 6.
Well, I believe level 3 it was at the top of the waterfall, right? So Billick should find it momentarily.
Correct. And if Billick had the bow, we would have a great race on our hands, chat. So let's send our energy to Billick to go, and oh no.
Oh.
Billick, where are you going?
To another take any, apparently.
Billick choosing to bomb the river before going up to the top of the waterfall. A small time loss.
And a notable health gain, and well, the lights went out here. Oh. I didn't hear a roar, but I thought, well... No, not quite. Well, if it's any consolation for Billick, the last level found here happens to also be the one with the fewest rooms.
Yep, that is very nice for Billick. They are going to find the compass shortly, know where the Triforce is, and will most likely dig the entire dungeon for both items because they are lacking the bow. Did they already pick up the magical boomerang? Maybe.
And another up A as well. Realizing, all right, back down through the path here to the Tringle.
Yeah, they must have picked up the magical boomerang, or at least seen it along the way.
Yep, it was in that room with the blue bubbles there.
Our tracker indicating that the kidnapped has been located in level 9. That means Slidick has one of the puzzle pieces, the remaining one being the ever-elusive Ganon, usually the hide-and-seek runner-up of Hyrule. We'll see if that happens to be the case tonight.
Oh, Billick down to 1 heart, but is able to take out the Gleeok. Picks up the Triforce in 3. And now comes that pivotal point. Does Billick gamble and go into 9? Does Billick double back to one of the previous levels? Does Billick go by hints?
I think we're about to find out, Ferran. All of those choices at 1 hour and 28 minutes in, and your opponent hasn't finished. Of course, you whistle right back to where you were, because that's how the 2Q dungeons work with the whistle. They will mess you up. Back to 1. Is it for the hints? I'm going to say no.
Speaking of hints, that could have been one there, but Slidick did not pick up the book in 8.
That's correct, Ferran. Slidick gets no help, and out of bombs. Going to try to get some off of the enemies right outside of level 9. They are blue moblins. They will drop bombs, but will the randomizer not do that? Billick going to attempt to pull the magical sword, about to get the bad news.
So bombs and keys at a premium here for Slidick. I think we might have our answer here.
Oh, we have our answer. Billick is beelining it to level 9. Slidick out of keys.
Another hint that can't be utilized. And Billick can at least... Oh, that's... Wow. So Billick doesn't know it yet, but Billick is looking for the hint that says the silvers, the silvers to kill the beast lie elsewhere. The sooner that is found, the greater chance there is to go get that bow in a different level. Oh, there's no hints for... Oh, it's for the bow, not the silvers. Oh, sweet mercy. I was all backward here. That's right. There is no hint for a bow. So Billick's looking for the 2 staircase items.
That's right. And that hint will be correct that the silvers lie elsewhere.
But they already have
do them any good.
I'm just so used to them looking for the silvers in 9 as opposed to the bow. Old habits die hard.
That's all right. In this case, old habits should die hard because the bow is not here. Unfortunately for Billick, that is information they do not have. They need to find the 2 stair items as fast as possible. Slidick still on 0 keys, but has replenished their bombs to 4. What a race we have, chat.
And of course, finding the 2 staircase rooms in these, 57 rooms in level 9? Easier said than done.
That's right, 57 rooms of great fun and great adventure. There will be 6 transport stairs in here and 2 stair items. Good luck, Billick. And
I thought I heard a roar. I did.
You heard a roar.
Here's Ganon.
That's right, Ferran. And with the wooden sword, Ganon is going to take 15 swings before the big piggy will cry uncle, where a single silver arrow will reduce him to bacon dust and reveal the Triforce of Power.
I was only able to partially get the stun lock, but now a Hyrule Drive or a hug from Ganon here will do it for... Oh. I haven't kept track how many more hits are left. Down to a half heart.
The next one is hit. Ganon is down.
Oh, with a half a heart.
Not even a half heart. That was a quarter heart. They were 1 fireball. They were any hit. But unfortunately, as the tracker had pointed out in chat, that the girl had been located, the kidnapped had been found. I believe that means the clock for Billick is running out.
Maybe a bit of a mismark.
Compass for Billick. Very helpful. But I'm not sure they have enough time. Chad is brutal, already putting in GGs. I think that was the door.
Yes, it was. Turn out
All
the
right.
lights. The party's over. Slidick going to take first place here. Get out your GGs. An official race time of 1:34.28.
GG's to Slidick, and Billick has heard the roar, I think. I wonder if chat noticed that fun quirk that Billick showed us, where we had a spiral staircase and the block pushed.
Now I'm kind of curious what's in this 9. I mean, I'm guessing maybe the white sword and something else. So we can ponder that as we pontificate here. We'll speak to our victor, Slidick. Congratulations and GG.
GG, Slidick.
Thank you.
How about that seed?
It's a little annoying at the end, but I think it went all right. Finding level 9 is the last spot I had on the overworld before the 2 raft spots was pretty annoying. I was pretty sure it was raft at that point. I was so glad to see it.
Well, if you only had the 2 raft spots and the 1 coast spot, that would have made it a 2 out of 3 chance. And I don't think you had the book, so you wouldn't have gotten the hint that the raft was in level 2. So, how about the early game, specifically the Recorder at Death Armos and just the Overworld Dark Nuts and Wizrobes in the dungeons?
I thought it went pretty well. I got that red ring nice and early. That's always pretty good. I decided not to explore some of the earlier dungeons like I typically would. I don't know, I don't really like second quests, so just decided to find something I liked.
That's reasonable. I think that the commentators came to a conclusion that friends don't let other friends second quest.
Yeah.
So you did get the red ring very early in 1, and that certainly allowed some better survivability. I think Billick didn't find that for a little bit, so that was one of the advantages you had, but you didn't find the any key in level 1.
Yeah, that's too bad. I think I ran out of... no, I look like I have that as being potentially ladder blocked.
I think it was a heavy combat room before the ladder block, and even when you got the red ring you were still low, but you know what, it's entirely possible that it was ladder blocked. I don't really do a great job of tracking seeds except when I'm the tracker.
Because I went back in looking just for that item after getting the red ring and the Triforce, and I think I cleared everything except for there's a couple rooms that were ladder blocked.
We'll call it ladder blocked. I trust your tracking better than I trust my memory. We have Billick soldiering on in level 9, looking for the bow. This is unfortunate because we know the bow is not here.
Yeah, I was really glad to reach 1 too, because that was like, I was on like a half heart through that end section. It was the last one I had on Western Death Mountain. Slipped in there just in time to find it. I would have been so mad. And then being the red ring being there.
Yeah, it would have been unfortunate to be that far up on Dove Mountain and take a death just because of how the overworld was. And the red ring, free on the floor, one room in, very nice.
The red ring certainly came in handy in that Ganon fight. My goodness, you were down to basically a quarter heart.
Yeah, I was a little nervous by that point, and I'm never really good at Ganon. I get and drop the stun lock over and over again.
That's all right. You held the stun lock decently and eventually did prevail over the big piggy. Billick getting a useless hint that the Stalfos guard the compass. Thanks, game, we already have the compass. So, one question. You went out of your way to avoid the blue boomerang in level 3. What words were said when you got bounced back into it?
Just, of course, I didn't even get bounced, because I had to up an A, and then I just was beeline into the Triforce, and just, oh yeah, it was in my way.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you got bounced into it by a bubble, but it was just a case of forgot to do a little zig.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, just beelining down to that lower room in 3 and just no regard for anything in the path, as there's one of the items in 9 was a heart.
I know.
So
it was something silly that I got locked into a combat room or something, so I up A'd or something.
all right, and with that heart pickup, Billick has decided to throw in the towel. They've had enough of this seed. They have forfeit, and hopefully we can get them in here for an interview.
Just think, one more heart and you could have gotten mags.
Yeah,
If-
that's dumb.
If only the game didn't put a mugger in level 4 right in your way.
Dug all the 4 and there's 3 hearts in there. Perfect.
Well, you know what we call that kind of dungeon. That's
What's
right.
that?
It's a CJ special. CJ, for those of you in chat or elsewhere that don't know, if you're rewatching this on YouTube or via a VOD, is another Z1R runner who is known as Chest Jerk, and one of the things they do is celebrate every heart and pick up every heart. But Chest Jerk is not racing here tonight. Slidick is racing here tonight and has emerged victorious. Billick still soldiering on in level 9 even after throwing in the towel. So chat, with this much effort, you've got to go to Twitch and give these guys a follow. Right now. Just drop what you're doing, fork right in the middle of the dinner plate. It doesn't matter. Go, give them a follow, show up in their streams, cheer them on, and follow Miss Malchior, please. If not for Miss Malchior, I would have totally forgotten the magical boomerang in level 3. It's very important for us to have trackers. Without trackers, we don't get restreamed. And last but not least, follow my co-com Ferran Burgundy. Not only does Ferran do a little bit of dabbling in Z1R, but I believe they do a bunch of other games. Smash TV, wasn't it, Ferran?
Smash TV, I'm more commentating that than anything. A lot of randomizers in the mix, most of which I commentate for. Dragon Warrior Randomizer, Link to the Past, Super Metroid Rando. Just a lot of variety retro streaming.
Well, there you go, chat. How can you turn that down? And I have it on very good authority that people who commentate games, even if we're not necessarily great at playing them, have a little bit of knowledge on them and can help you out if you request information. So, Slidick, anything else about this seed that you'd like to talk about?
That I can really think of.
No worries. Asking to see if our runner-up Billick would like to join us for a post-race interview. So actually, I do have one thing, Slidick. With this win, you are going up to 2-3, which means you are guaranteed a spot in the play-in next week. How excited are you for that?
I'm glad I made it. That'll be fun. It'll be a fun little mini playoff.
Absolutely. I believe it's going to be a best-of-3 round. If there happens to be an odd number of people that finish 2 and 3, I believe they will be doing a Wheel of Destiny spin, and the one name that gets picked off of there gets an automatic ticket right into the brackets. And we are joined by our race runner-up, Billick. Billick, GG's.
Yeah, I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing right now. That was, I don't know.
Well, as you have forfeit from the race, I can tell you right now that you are exploring level 9 and you are in the commentary booth for interview. Does that help?
That's about all I know. I just don't know how I should have routed that. I know that what I did wasn't right. They got all this combat stuff, and I'm still taking an hour 40, and I'm not even done. I don't know.
It's the classic thing that happens in Randomizer. You're going around Hyrule, you find Spectacle Rock, you take a right, and you should have taken a left. Happens to everyone. Best players, players like me. It just can't be avoided. It's the nature of Randomizer.
Well, GG's though. Was I on the right track, or was Bo somewhere else?
Bo is in level 6.
Okay, well, I felt behind, so I was like, I'll just gamble. I'll go into 9, see if it's there, and I found one item. I think I've explored like almost the entire 9.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's a perfectly defensible gamble. You're sitting at like an hour and 20, hour 25 in. Your opponent hasn't finished. It's been kind of a tough seed. And you got the entire Triforce of Wisdom. It's in this particular flag set that the bow could be in level 9. Again, perfectly reasonable decision. One of the things that I was wondering is if you were going to whistle up to level 1 and go check the other hint shop to see if maybe the hint shop would have a hint for the bow, or just be, trolly like the first one and be like, a feat of strength will lead to this, a feat of strength will lead to that, a feat of strength will lead to this third thing.
Yeah, I mean, we got like 7 hints for silvers, and I don't know if the other hints. I was out of money, I think, at one point. I guess I got some money toward the end there. I could have went and checked it, but I don't know.
Yeah, there was a point where you still hadn't found level 3, so you preemptively purchased the bait, and you happened to use the expensive bait shop, so your rupees were a little low at that point.
Yeah, I've had like bad experiences where I go into 3 and I don't have bait and have to hunt for bait after digging 3. So I was like, I have lots of money, I'll buy it. It probably doesn't matter.
Yeah, but absolutely. It was a great idea, and it's 2Q3. It's pretty linear, and there is a very high chance you're going to find a bait block in there that you have to pay the bait to get beyond. So one other thing I can tell you is your 13 hearts are not enough for the magical sword. It rolled to the maximum of 14 because, of course, this seed did this to you guys. And so a little bit of tough combat early. I believe you were into one about 8 minutes later than Slidick. Found the red ring right after purchasing the blue ring. What did you think of that turn of events?
That seems to happen to me every time. Like, it's what they say, you buy the blue ring to spawn the red ring. It happens to me like incredibly often. I'll buy a blue ring and immediately get a red ring. And I'm not super 100% confident in my combat now, so I feel like if I can afford a blue ring and money is good, which it was in the seed, I'll just buy it. it ended up being, not needed. But yeah.
I honestly, if a blue ring makes your survivability better, which it does by doubling your defense, and it just helps you with your combat, absolutely go buy that blue ring, even if you walk one room into the next dungeon and find the red ring. It might not be that easy. It might be that you don't see the red ring for 8 more dungeons, and all of a sudden that blue ring is paid for itself 4 times over. In fact, during this seed, we saw one point where, Slidick, I think you had gone into an arrow shop, and you already had the silver arrows, but you had considered purchasing the wooden arrows. Was that just a forgot you had the silvers moment?
Yeah, it's just a reflex of got full money and need to spend it on something.
That's what we figured. We were, because Twitch chat and us commentators are just mean sometimes, we were kind of hoping you'd pick those wooden arrows up just so we could give you a little grief later during the interview. Thank goodness you didn't do that.
I've done it before, but not this time.
All right.
That's solely Adam's opinion. I'm not one to give grief. So the opinion is solely that of JXB Adam, and no way reflects the opinions of Ferran Burgundy, any of the Speed Gaming networks, and can't necessarily speak for chat because varying members of chat have varying levels of Schadenfreude. Have I disclaimered enough? I hope so.
I'm sure Speed Gaming Legal will get back to you with all of the other disclaimers you're going to have to add now.
Just give me the script. I'll read it.
Hey, that works very good, Ferran. Billick, so you're going to fall to 2 and 3, which means you're... No, 1 and 4. Excuse me, Billick. My apologies. Math is very difficult, chat. That means that you've been eliminated from the brackets, but I believe you still get to play in the Best of the Rest tournament. Are you excited for that one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I wasn't playing very well coming into this tournament, and I figured I'd win about 1 game. If I got to 2, I would be really happy with that, just the way I'm playing. So it would be fun to play, against people who are sort of similar skill level. I can use the practice, and I'm playing this tournament for fun anyway, so it's not like I was expecting to go anywhere. Just hopefully have some fun and maybe get a little bit better. I think I'm playing a little better than I was when I started de-rusting, but I feel like I should have improved more, and I'm still trying to figure things out. So, but definitely with having the matches streams helps. Listening to the comms, kind of point out stuff I'm doing wrong. That helps a lot. So it's always appreciated. You guys are getting so many races on stream, and all the comms and the trackers and the restreamers. You guys are awesome. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Billick, because without you and Slidick here racing, we wouldn't have anything to restream or track or commentate on. All right, so Slidick, you are moving to 2 and 3 and moving on to the play-in to attempt to get into brackets. My apologies. I think I gave you false hope that you were already in. There's still more work to be done there, but we have confidence in you. So good luck next week in the play-in, Slidick. Good luck in the Best of the Rest, Billick. I'm sure both of you will do great. Any final thoughts on the seed?
Just a good game. Thanks for commentating. Appreciate it.
All right, you're welcome. And with that, I will let everyone know that there is a Z1R match in progress on the Z1 Randomizer channel. That is a match between Panzer Dave and Sis Crusher. There is a match coming up in 5 minutes on Speed Gaming, so Speed Gaming Prime. That is a match between Hio24 and Cantaloupe Me. And if you still haven't gotten enough Z1R action, we have a nightcap race at 11 p.m. Eastern on Speed Gaming 2. That will be a 4-0 matchup between Eat My Steel and Angel FM. With that, I pass it to Ferran Burgundy for the final thoughts.
Take care of yourself and each other. Oh, no, that's different final thoughts. No, thank you so much for tuning in here to Speed Gaming 5. Lots more Zelda 1 Randomizer tournament action coming your way over the next couple of days as we wrap up the 5th and final Swiss week. And yeah, make sure to give our runners a follow and also show some love to the folks behind the scenes, Mrs. Malchior Tracking, JXB Adam, my broadcast partner, and for all of us here at the Speed Gaming Networks, I'm Ferran Burgundy saying until next time, stay classy, my friends, and more importantly, stay safe. So long, everyone.